The hornbill was once the king of the birds, but he used to kill smaller birds if they made the slightest mistake. So, one day all the birds got together and decided that they must have a new king. Their choice fell on the bulbul.
He has a regal appearance,
and he could not hurt anyone even if he wanted to. But how do we break the news to the hornbill? He won't be pleased.
I have an idea. I'll need your help, Woodpecker. Come with me.
Sometime later,
Oh, King, we feel that you should undergo a test and prove your worth. You will have to sit on a thick branch and break it. If you don't succeed, whoever does shall be deemed worthier of ruling us.
Tell me which branch I should sit on.
That is the branch.
If I cannot break the branch, who can?
the hornbill flew up to it and landed on the branch with all his might, but the branch did not break.
Remember, anyone who enters the contest must sit on an equally thick branch. The bulbul is the next contestant. Is the branch over there thick enough? That branch is even thicker than this. If the bulbul can break that branch, he certainly deserves to be the king.
What the hornbill didn't know was that the branch on which the bulbul was to sit had been bored through by the woodpecker. And when the bulbul landed on it,
He has broken the branch.
the hornbill, acknowledging defeat, flew away, and the bulbul became the king of birds.
Birds were fed up of Hornbill's pride and cruelty. They challenged Hornbill, and at last he lost his kingship in false pride.
He did not even notice that the branch was previously bored.
Okay, kids, let's learn few new words one by one.
Kids, repeat the words after us. Regal.
Regal means belonging to a supreme ruler.
Regal means belonging to a supreme ruler. Acknowledge.
Acknowledge means declare to be true.
Acknowledge means declare to be true. Defeat.
Defeat means win a victory over.
Defeat means win a victory over.
One day, a hungry wolf was looking for food. He saw a small grazing field near a rocky area. As he went nearer, he saw a large and healthy goat in the field. He slowly went near the goat, but the goat was alert. She turned to face the wolf and said,
Oh, you look very weak and hungry. I'll be happy if you eat me. After all, one must spend one's life to serve others.
The wolf was surprised, but also happy to hear this.
Thank you for your kindness.
I am so large. How will you eat me? Wait now. You stand here on the ground with your mouth wide open. I'll go up and run down the hill to jump straight into your mouth, so you can gobble me up whole.
The foolish wolf did as the goat said.
I'm ready.
But the clever goat went up the rocky hill and ran down at full speed. And soon she hit the wolf's face with great force. Soon the wolf lay unconscious due to the injury, and the clever goat left the place to save her life.
The wolf would have acted fast and right in time.
He wasted his time in talking with the goat, and as a result, he lost his food. On the other hand, goat used his brain and escaped from the wicked wolf. Okay, kids, let's learn few new words one by one.
Kids, repeat the words after us. Graze.
Graze means feed as in a meadow.
Graze means feed as in a meadow. Alert.
Alert means quick and energetic.
Alert means quick and energetic. Unconscious.
Unconscious means lacking awareness.
Unconscious means lacking awareness. Worse.
Worse means very bad.
Worse means very bad. Now you answer me. Where the goat was grazing?
Near the rocky area?
Yes!
Once upon a time, there lived an ant. One day, the ant climbed the tree and it went through the branches in search of food. It just slipped from the branch and fell down into the water. The ant shouted and cried for help. Help! Help! A dove which was sitting on the branch saw the ant struggle. It just plucked a leaf from the tree and dropped it in the river to help the ant. Then the ant saw the leaf, and with the help of the leaf, it floated and reached the bank of the river safely. The ant saw that the dove had helped it, so it climbed up the tree to thank the dove. Thank you for saving me.
Oh, please don't mention it. It was my duty.
I'm very grateful to you. In future, if you need any help, don't forget me.
Oh, certainly not. Oh, I thank God today for giving me such a nice friend.
They both departed. Happily, things were going well with these friends. One day, when the ant was going home with his food, he saw two big legs before him. The ant was shocked. It looked up and saw that it was the legs of a hunter who had a bow and arrow with him. The ant saw that with his arrow he was concentrating on a particular thing. It looked in the direction of the arrow and saw that it was pointing to his friend, the dove. Now he got an idea and a chance of helping the dove. Without wasting a single minute, the ant bit the leg of the hunter. The hunter screamed and shouted in pain. Ooh! Ouch! Ow! Ooh! Ah! He lost his concentration, and his arrow was shot out in the wrong direction. Then the dove was alarmed by it, and it flew away safely. After that incident, the dove came to thank the ant.
Oh, thank you, my friend.
Oh, it's my duty to save you.
At first I thought that how can you help me being such a small creature? But I was wrong. Thank you once again.
They both became very good and very close friends, and both of them lived happily ever after.
Poor Anne. She was so close to death.
Yes, but the dove saved her. Friend in need is a friend indeed. Later, Anne too saved Dove from the hunter.
That was great. And Anne fought with Hunter for her friend.
Okay, kids, let's learn few new words one by one.
Kids, repeat the words after us. Pluck.
Pluck means pull out sharply.
Pluck means
Pull out sharply.
concentrate.
Concentrate means to direct attention on something.
Concentrate means to direct attention on something. Scream.
Scream means sudden loud cry.
Scream means
Sudden loud cry.
how the dove saved an ant.
By throwing a leaf into the water.
You're right.
Once, a crane lived by the side of a lake. The lake had plenty of fish and other water creatures. When the crane was young, he had a nice time there. Now the crane was old, far from the swiftness needed to catch a fish. Often he had to remain hungry. One day,
The crane could not catch a single fish the whole day. In the evening, the crane started crying loudly out of hunger. The crab and the other fishes heard his loud wailing and asked why he had been weeping. The clever crane lied.
Oh, friends, I am crying for you people. A fortune teller has told me this lake will dry up very shortly. I am worried what will happen to you innocent creatures. As I grew up by this lake, the possible death of you friends makes me feel sad and worried. I have even stopped eating my food.
The gullible fishes believed his words and said in a worried voice,
Oh, Crane, you are the oldest and most experienced among us. Please save our lives from this calamity.
The shrewd crane, who was waiting for his opportunity, immediately agreed to render his help. The crane said,
There is another lake at some distance from here. I can pick you up from this lake one by one and can drop you there safely.
Hearing this, the fishes and the other creatures of the pond rejoiced and thanked him for his kind gesture, and with this, the old crane's problem of hunger was solved. The sly crane pretended to help them and started shifting creatures one by one. But this old crane was no saint. On the pretext of shifting the creatures to another lake, he took them into a deep forest where there was a big rock. The old crane could very easily kill the creatures there without any haste and eat them up. Days passed this way. Every day, the creatures who were willing to shift to the other lake requested him to oblige them at the earliest possible. The crane took them also and had a nice meal. One day, a crab, who was also the resident of the same lake, said,
Since long I have been requesting you to transport me to the other lake. So far you have been obliging only the fishes. Now it is my turn. You take me on your back to the lake.
The crane took the crab on his back and flew towards the rock. On the way, the crab asked about the shifted fishes. The crane thought that as the crab was on his back and they were far away from the lake, there was no danger in speaking the truth. He laughed.
Ha ha ha! There is no lake around. All the other creatures who were transported by me are resting safely in my stomach. Now, be prepared to go to the same place.
The moment the crab heard the crane's bitter truth, he held the crane's long neck between his sharp claws and severed it. The crane died immediately. The crab returned to the lake crawling and told the whole story to the residents there. The lake inhabitants thanked the crab for saving their lives with his wit and his promptness.
The crane was the natural enemy of fishes. Fishes did a mistake by believing in his sweet words.
Initially, he got nice feast, but at last he had to pay for his misdeed, as crab came to know his evil deeds and killed him. Okay, kids, let's learn few new words one by one.
Kids, repeat the words after us. Swiftness.
Swiftness means fastness.
Swiftness means fastness. Gullible.
Gullible means easily tricked.
Gullible means easily tricked. Calamity.
Calamity means great loss and misfortune.
Calamity means great loss and misfortune. Render.
Render means give something useful.
Render means give something useful. Gesture.
Gesture means motion of hands or body.
Gesture means motion of hands or body. Sly.
Sly means marked by skill.
Sly means marked by skill. Pretext.
Pretext means something serving to conceal plans.
Pretext means something serving to conceal plans. Okay, here is my question. Where the crane killed fishes?
On a big rock.
Wow, you're too smart.
Frequently troubled by the hunters, a flock of parrots decided to leave a shady banyan tree where they had made their nests. They decided to shift on the tall palm tree, which would not be easy for the hunters to climb up. The chief of the flock inspected the palm trees before making the nests there. He found that the shade of the palm leaves were enough for them. The chief then called all his followers and asked them to start their work of nest making. All the parrots were happy to shift to the new place. They were thrilled to find their new homes. But the chief was cautious and was still inspecting the pros and cons of the new place. Suddenly, he noticed a small creeper near the tall palm tree. The chief called all the other parrots who were relaxing in their nest.
Come down here. A small creeper has grown near the palm tree. We must remove it.
The other parrots peeped out of their nests and looked at the small creeper on the ground. They mocked.
Oh, Chief, do you feel danger from this small creeper? You are always worried.
The chief tried to explain them the need for the removal. He said,
Today this small creeper is tender, so we can easily remove it. But after some time, it won't remain the same. It will develop into a strong, thick creeper like rope. This tender creeper of today, if not removed, will provide the support to the hunters to reach the nests. And then it will be disastrous. Rah!
The parrots did not want to come down as it would bring a halt to their enjoyment. They made some excuses and promised to finish the work on the next day. The parrots, dilly-dallying, allowed the creeper to grow. After some time, when the parrots tried to remove the creeper, it proved too strong to be removed. Soon the creeper turned into a thick, fibrous rope. And one day, proving the fear of the chief right, a hunter came there. He saw the thick creeper tied around the palm tree. The hunter found it quite easy to reach up to the nest with the help of the creeper. He climbed up to the nest and took away all the chicks of the parrots in their very presence. The parrots remained as silent spectators, as they could not do anything. After that, they left the palm tree. The parrots repented for not taking their chief's advice seriously.
Laziness and ignoring the elders are very bad qualities.
Parrots did not pay attention to their wise and experienced chief. They went on enjoying, and at last they lost their babies.
We should always obey our elders. Their experience is of vital importance.
Okay, kids, let's learn few new words one by one.
Kids, repeat the words after us. Mocked.
Mocked means treat with contempt.
Mocked means treat with contempt. Tender.
Tender means young and immature.
Tender means young and immature. Excuse.
Excuse means justification.
Excuse means justification. Repented.
Repented means turn away from sin.
Repented means turn away from sin. Okay, here is one question. Where the parrots decided to shift?
On the palm tree.
That's right.
On the banks of the Narmada was a forest. The animals who lived there were always quarreling.
We quarrel because we have no king to settle our disputes.
Yes, we should have a king.
But who will be our king?
Pandemonium broke out.
I will be the king.
Not you.
I will be the king.
It should be me.
An old and infirm wolf who had recently migrated to that forest was roused from his slumber.
Where is this noise from? Let me see.
When the animals saw the old wolf approaching,
Why don't we make him our king?
A good idea.
so when the old wolf came to them,
We need a king. Will you be our king and rule over us?
Can't believe my good luck. My days of starvation are over. I do not mind being king, but I dislike violence, so I will kill only if it's necessary, after making a careful study of each case.
the animals were delighted.
Oh, king, we too dislike fear and violence, but a king has to kill the guilty ones.
And most of the time, I will find it necessary. The very next day, the hare and the hedgehog had a bitter quarrel.
This hole is mine.
No, it's mine. I found it first.
You found it all right, but it was my father who made it.
But your father abandoned it. I moved in, so it's mine.
The rabbit was quiet for a moment. Then an idea struck him.
Let's go to our king. Let him decide to whom it belongs.
Fair enough. We'll go to him.
So they went to the wolf.
Oh,
King, we seek justice.
Justice.
Why? What's the matter?
The two creatures began explaining the situation at the same time.
Just a minute. I'm old and can't hear properly. Come closer and explain the case to me.
As soon as the unsuspecting animals came close to the wolf, he sprang on them and devoured them. All the animals ran for their life.
If only we had settled our own disputes instead of inviting a stranger to settle them for us.
Quarrels amongst us must be solved in-house. Inviting strangers can be very dangerous. A stranger can take advantage of the division and we may come into deep trouble.
Animals in the jungle invited wicked wolf to solve their problems and lost their lives.
Okay kids, let's learn few new words one by one.
Kids, repeat the words after us. Dispute.
Dispute means have a disagreement.
Dispute means have a disagreement. Pandemonium.
Pandemonium means a state of extreme confusion.
Pandemonium means a state of extreme confusion. Migrate.
Migrate means move from one country to another and settle there.
Migrate means move from one country to another and settle there. Slumber.
Slumber means be asleep.
Slumber means be asleep. Starvation.
Starvation means a state of extreme hunger.
Starvation means a state of extreme hunger. Bitter.
Bitter means very difficult to accept.
Bitter means very difficult to accept. Devoured.
Devoured means destroy completely.
Devoured means destroy completely.
Now tell me, where was the jungle situated?
On the banks of river Narmada.
Correct!
One day, as a tiger was devouring the game he had killed, a bone stuck in his jaw. Try as it might, he could not get the bone unstuck.
I will not be able to eat anything unless I get this bone out.
Days passed. He became weaker and weaker.
If someone does not come to help me, I will soon die of starvation.
A woodpecker who lived in the branches above watched him. The woodpecker was puzzled.
What's the matter with you? Why do you lie there with your mouth open?
The tiger beckoned to the woodpecker to come near and pointed to the bone in his mouth.
Oh, it's a bone. I shall remove it if you give me my fill of the flesh of the animals you kill.
The tiger nodded his head. The woodpecker flew into the tiger's mouth, pulled out the bone, came out of the tiger's mouth at full speed, flew up to a tree, and perching there, dropped the bone. A few hours later, the tiger killed an animal and began devouring it.
Hey friend, wait! Have you forgotten your promise? Give me my share.
The tiger looked at the woodpecker and pretended that he had never seen him before.
Who are you? Why should I offer you any part of this?
The woodpecker was shocked.
What? Don't you remember me? I pulled out the bone from your mouth. How could you forget me so soon?
The tiger laughed.
You know I'm a wild animal. I could easily have eaten you when you entered my mouth, but I didn't. Be grateful for that and be gone.
So that's it. You take advantage of me because I'm weak. But then I have my sharp beak.
The woodpecker patiently waited for the tiger to doze after the heavy meal.
Ah, he's asleep.
The woodpecker swooped down and pecked at one of the tiger's eyes, blinding it. The tiger roared with pain.
Ah! You've pierced my eye! How could you be so cruel?
You know I have a sharp beak. I could easily have blinded you in both eyes, but I didn't. Be grateful for that and stop roaring so much.
In any case, one must keep his word. The tiger underestimated small woodpecker and tried to cheat him.
He forgot his promise and tried to cheat the woodpecker. And at last, he got punishment for it. Okay, kids, let's learn few new words one by one.
Kids, repeat the words after us. Perching.
Perching means to come to rest.
Perching means to come to rest. Pretend.
Pretend means behave unnaturally.
Pretend means behave unnaturally. Swooped.
Swooped means to attack.
Swooped means to attack. It's my turn now. Why had the tiger become miserable?
Because a bone was stuck in his mouth.
Yes,